Hey friends, just a quick bit on 8 Passengers' favorite movie. I'll be announcing that at the end of the video. Just don't be one of those people that skips to the very end just to get that announcement. That is gross. And now, onto this thing. Parkour. Hardcore Henry. This is a job. I volunteered for this job. Hardcore Henry is written and directed by, yeah, I'm not even gonna try, with Will Stewart also as a writing credit. It stars Charlton Copley, Haley Bennett, Danila Kozlovsky, and they didn't even give the main protagonist, Henry, a starring credit. How does that work? So Hardcore Henry is JackieKCooper's least favorite movie. Who's JackieKCooper? An amazing man. I linked his channel down in the description. Go subscribe to him. He's been reviewing movies for over 10 years. He's former Air Force. Thank you for your service, by the way. This is the least that I can do to show my appreciation for that, as well as for your perseverance in the movie reviewing scene. And judging by Mr. Cooper's choices for favorites and least favorite movies, I get a sense of resonance between what I look for in movies and what he looks for in movies. Hardcore Henry is a one-of-a-kind in terms of cinematography, and it looks awesome, so what could possibly have gone wrong? Well, characters. Let's get started with the first problem of the film, which, to be honest with you, isn't that bad, but here's the dealio. Hardcore Henry is an entirely first-person film about a man that's half cyborg, half human, who wakes up on a table next to his wife, who's putting his legs and his arms on. She spouts out a bunch of techno-babble while we're mired with this flashback that keeps showing up in the film several times. Then by the end of the movie, we know that his name is Henry. I've heard critics argue that you could say that Henry is a great character because he's representative of the audience, where he doesn't know what's going on, thus we don't know what's going on. That still needs to be done right, however. And when you put these flashbacks into the movie, indicating that he has a past and we need to be interested in it and intrigued by it, that makes Henry a separate entity. It makes us need to be invested in who he used to be, so we can be more invested in who he is now. And what do they do with those flashbacks? Nothing. You're going to find that the characters in this movie, paired with another really huge coup, which we'll discuss later, make this movie a really well put together waste of time. I always discuss characters first because I do believe that they are the most important facet of a movie. They are the seams that stitch the film together, as well as build a bridge between the audience and the silver screen. And when we know nothing about the main protagonist, then we don't care about the acting, we don't care about what they're saying, we don't care about what they're doing, we don't care about their arcs, and we certainly don't care about their moral dilemmas. It also makes the movie incredibly vulnerable, so if any one of these other points fails just as bad or worse, well, crap. Now this guy, he was awesome. He's the guy in the video game that tells you what to do and where to go. Cortana, the agency, General Pepper, Noah, Navy, Toad. Yeah, did I mention that this movie is basically if a video game and a VR theme park ride had a baby? Anyways, he actually plays several different characters throughout the movie, but this guy, I loved this guy. He's a World War II soldier that fights alongside Henry, and it really works. His humor, his mannerisms, and his past-ish presence in an otherwise very modern and chaotic environment made for some entertaining scenarios. And then you've got the villain. This guy, he's like Tommy Wiseau, but with blonde hair and superpowers. I actually really liked him too. Think Diet Roy Batty. But here's the thing. A supportive character is only as consequential as the character they're supporting. Look, I love supportives, okay? But imagine if Sam, instead of protecting Frodo, was protecting a tomato.
What a story, Mark.
At that point, it's whoop-de-friggin-do. It stinks because they had this whole setup where Henry doesn't have a voice, and I could probably count on one hand how many times they utilized head movements or hand motions in order to communicate anything. There's so much you could have done with that. What a shame. They had it in the bag and honestly, the acting is pretty great, considering. Nothing memorable. And I'm sorry, I hate to harp on it, but I feel there was so much opportunity for Henry to do something with this no voice, all hand motion, head movement thing. You could have had some great acting moments there. A unique cinematography style is only not a gimmick if it isn't just a gimmick. Use it to enhance the characters, the acting, the dialogue, the story. Otherwise, it's just there. It's entertaining for 5 minutes, and then you're just like, all right, well, That's done. It's like watching the same magic trick over and over again. But can I really blame the acting? I mean, let's be real here. They were just doing what they were told. I mean, Charlton Copley had some decent moments in the movie, so he was doing a really good job. I don't know whose fault it was, but I'm going to say shame director and shame somebody, because I got to blame somebody for this. I mean, it is impressive that Charlton Copley plays all these different characters, but to be honest with you, they all kind of just blurred together, except this guy. Everyone else just sounded like Charlton Copley on a bender. An impressive bender, mind you, but a bender. And we already talked about this guy. He's Tommy Wiseau if he was more Tommy Wiseau. I didn't think that was possible.
Dialogue.
It isn't bad. In fact, I'd even venture to say it was really good. Just not memorable.
Story.
What a story.
Shut up, Tom. The story is convoluted at its worst and mildly intriguing at its best. I honestly don't really know what to say about this thing. I mean, I like the world. The world is cool. And it did kind of have an adventure feel to it, but in a video game type of way. Go here and kill these people. Go here and kill these people. It was intriguing, but this is one of those action movies that actually might have benefited from taking a breather. It's like every time something about the world intrigued me, I was like, look! Oh, hey, it's gone. The whole movie is an ADHD child's mind trip. I do hope that no child ever sees this movie, though. Now, the style is clever, don't get me wrong. This is a one-of-a-kind movie in terms of cinematography style. It's very impressive at times, and then a lot of times it just isn't, making the flaws of the movie incredibly noticeable at those times while you're not getting distracted by those impressive moments.
Predictability.
Honestly, the twist in this movie about Henry is so unobtrusive that it really doesn't matter, but it still was incredibly wasted. Why do we have all of these flashbacks that lead to nothing? I'm not disappointed, though. I mean, that's what happens when you're not invested in the characters. Whatever.
Morale.
Actually, a more proper introduction to this section would have been...
So it begins.
Yeah, this movie makes American Pie look like a Christian music video. I mean, like... oh my gosh. Like... oh my gosh. Here's the deal, folks. You have poor characters, great acting, great dialogue, an intriguing world that is predictable, though not to a fault. This would overall make an okay movie. Look, guys, there's a very important reason why I make characters my first point and morale my last. Because I believe they're incredibly important. Violence can be used in powerful ways without coming off as just obnoxious. Now, JackieKCooper gave me this as one of his least favorites. Part of the reason being because it was absurdly violent. I cannot overstate that. But I find it curious that he gave me Hacksaw Ridge as one of his favorites, when that's considered to be universally one of the most violent war movies ever released. It's because violence can be done right. It could also be done very, very wrong. Let's get the only good thing out of the way when it comes to this, and that is that the movie is very, very competent about how violent it is. It prepares you from the start, in the credits, that you're gonna need a barf bag. So it's not like they didn't warn us, but then take a movie that has absolutely fantastic characters, heartbreaking acting, beautiful writing, an inspiring story, and then compare it to this. Hacksaw Ridge used violence as a means of communicating the brave heroism as well as the stakes at hand amidst a violent situation. In this, it's just there. Guy's head, center frame, gets hit by an anti-aircraft round, exploding brain matter all over the camera lens. Me just saying that should have made you a little sick. Why, if it doesn't even serve a purpose, does it even need to exist? Was your purpose to make people sick? Is there a secret demographic of people out there that just love feeling sick? Why? Everything needs a purpose, so why? Is it for us to indulge in? Is your only demographic ICP fans? I'll tell you what does serve a purpose in this movie, though not a good purpose. Lots of nudity. Let me make something perfectly clear. When a director throws into his or her movie nudity of a sexual nature involving a male or a female, it serves only one purpose: to arouse the audience. Here's the thing, anybody could do that. It isn't clever. It's like a jump scare. Look, watch this. You see? It's easy. It isn't clever. It's stupid. I hate this movie. It just goes to show that it only takes one facet of a movie to make it completely fail. And this, paired with the bad characters, puts Hardcore Henry at number 567. Yep, I would rather watch Mulan 2. Or Knowing. So Hardcore Henry. Recommending this movie would be like me recommending that you kindly go amputate your own legs. That is both gross and unnecessary. So there you go, one of JackieKCooper's least favorite movies. Please go check out his channel. He's an incredible man with entertaining and useful content. Give him a subscribe and a like or 10. Thank you, Mr. Cooper, for all that you do, including watch this movie. You're a saint. Now, the moment that all of you have been waiting for, which of the 2 favorite movies from 8 Passengers will I be reviewing next? And it is both. But Princess Bride first. Yeah, Princess Bride won, but I gotta do both. It's the least I can do to show appreciation for 8 Passengers. They have been so fantastic to me. Thank you guys once again for sending people my way. Thank you so very much. Just in case you guys have not gone to check out 8 Passengers channel, please go and check them out. Subscribe to them. It would really mean a lot to me. I will, of course, leave a link to their channel in the description. I don't know Mr. Cooper very well, but I do know that we have at least one thing in common. We both have these things. Hit the thing on both of our channels. Thank you for watching, and let's slay again sometime.
Boom.